The car had gotten hit pretty badly on the right side, and that owner pulled this damage out for the most part, and instead of fixing or repairing this panel here, the actual roll pan, they replaced it with a flat roll pan. I had to cut all that off. In doing that, I realized they had about 2 inches of Bondo right here, so there was like a gallon of Bondo on this quarter panel, so I had to scrape all that off and actually pull the panel with a stud welder. It got it a lot closer, so now it'll just be a real thin skim of Bondo in these damage areas. I really wish they hadn't done some of this brazing repair in here. That could have been done with, I would have done it personally with pieces of sheet metal. I'm going to reverse all that. As I have it now, the bumper is able to be mounted. This is all completely mocked up right now. This is going to have to come back apart and be welded together and then of course reassembled. Today what's going to happen is some grinding, getting rid of the rest of this thin Bondo here. I'm going to basically grind it up until it's completely down to bare metal all the way, and then I'll be able to use a direct to metal filler primer on it, which I can also Bondo over because you don't want to Bondo over bare metal. So I'm going to basically seal everything and then come back, sand that, Bondo it, then I can sand that, and then I'll be able to sand the whole car at that point and prime the entire thing with a high build primer that we can block sand down. But today, goal is get rid of this Bondo, which is probably not even necessary anymore because it was more than likely put on there to blend into that old roll pan that was here. So let's get to grinding. Yeah, you can see I'm already down to metal now. So there's not a whole bunch of Bondo up this way. It was mostly just to blend in all this.
Looks like the hit that they took is more probably like right here, huh? Rather than out here.
It was definitely a back hit. It was in this corner area because it smashed the frame rail right here.
Okay.
But also in doing that, it pushed the bumper overall. So that side was actually pushed forward a little bit too, but the body was okay above it. Yeah, next step is going to be to smooth this out some more. I'm going to get a DA, then I'm going to treat this so it, treat the rusted areas, get in the pores with some Ospo, and then I will prime it.
Hey guys, I hope you're liking the restoration on the Z. Take a look around the channel. We've got a Ferrari series, we've got guitars, we've got cruises, we've got local cars and coffee. Take a look.
I sanded it with like a 36 grit to cut that Bondo out of the way quickly. This is an 80 grit, kind of giving it's smoothing it out some, but I'm going to be spraying this with a high build primer, so really doesn't matter. Not only am I high build primering it, the grooves are getting Bondoed over, so it'll have a real nice bite.
Explain to people that may not know, this is a brand new piece and it's nice and smooth, and here you are scratching it up. Why would you have to do that?
To get the paint to bite. This is an epoxy primer that they come shipped with, and so just gonna sand it down with the DA 80 grit and prime it with the filler primer, and the whole car is gonna get primed with that, and then I'll come back and block that down with like 400 grit wet, and that should smooth out any...
And what the filler primer does, exactly what it's named. It fills in the little imperfections, and when you sand it smooth, those indents stay filled with the filler primer, right?
Right. You'll spray it gray. I'll spray it gray and then come back with a thin mist coat of black. You basically sand the fill primer until there's no more black with a block, a foam block. Once there's no more black, you should have smooth surface.
Yep. And if he just painted right over that smooth metal or this nice shiny paint, it just wouldn't stick.
It would flake off when you pressure washed it.
I've had a few cars like that.
Yeah, Factobate does that.
We were talking about body fillers and sanding, and you see this body line in here. It continues through the door and the fender and gets more definite. Tell us how you can lose those while you're doing this, Paul.
Well, the thin layer of polyester body filler that's going to be in the back right here is going to basically have almost none. So what I'll do again with that block is, as you sand, normally you sand around a curve like this in this sort of a pattern. But if you have a body line you want to define, you can just take the block and slowly shape right across it using the same, kind of like you're sharpening a knife or something. You kind of just stay flat on it until it pops. And then you want to just pull away from it as you final sand when you're doing the block out.
I think that's the biggest amateur mistake, is people losing body lines just because they're just sanding right over it and pretty much flattening it.
If you notice the previous, I don't know if there's any filler here, but maybe, well, I can see it. It's just that it's not real shiny, but yeah, the body line's
Right.
here.
Yeah,
and it's not quite as defined on this door, this part. It gets more defined to the door and fender.
The door and the fender.
I see it now. I just had to look at it right.
Yeah.
All of this is wiped down and ready to put a coat of epoxy black primer on here. And then what that'll do is put a barrier between the bare metal and the body filler. And we'll come over with a skim coat of body filler and block all that down till it's nice and smooth. And so the next step will be the actual painting of the epoxy. Everything is coated and sealed. The metal is protected, won't rust. And now you're not supposed to apply body filler over bare metal. So we have a barrier between the body filler and the metal of the panel. So next step would be a skim coat of filler, and we'll block that down. Then the whole car gets sanded, and we can prime the entire thing with a high build filler primer. So big progress. We're getting there. Okay, so I just did some sanding, basically put on the first shaping coat, I guess you could say. It's not a thick layer of Bondo, but just enough to give me an idea of the slight imperfections now. The shape is mainly there. The body line is starting to come together, but I could feel that there's a little bit of a very low spot right here, and then a little bit of a dip here where I don't know if you can tell, but it gets kind of dark right there. A couple little pits and things like that from this first coat. So the next, and hopefully final, coat will be a really, really thin skimming coat that I'll come back and block off, and that should fill in these little tiny imperfections and bring the work out farther so I can feather everything out into the panel. And you hopefully won't know it was ever there at the end. Had it pulled out pretty decently, pretty smooth, so there aren't any really thick areas of filler here. On the back, there's the shape is back. I don't know if you remember, there was a lot of brazing and stuff like that, so all that ended up, all those little pits and stuff like that got filled with filler. And it's on the inside here, inside of a trim piece. There's not really any forces against this piece, so it's okay if it's, and it had to be a little bit thicker than normal just inside of this area right here because of the way that it was repaired initially. So yeah, I'm gonna get the the polyester body filler mixed up, and we'll get to applying this. And now, as you can see, with that coat over everything, you're starting to see the shape form out. This shouldn't take much blocking down. Shape it with 80 grit on a block, and after that, it should be ready for prepping with like a DA or two, maybe with 180 grit, 220 probably, and then we'll prime it. As you can see now, that was the second pass of filler. It's really thin, as you can tell right here. It's kind of starting to come through. So all of this is just a really thin layer, just to barely get over the slight imperfections in the remaining part of the panel. And I don't know if you can tell, there's like a dark spot here, a couple little dark spots there. That's like right here. You can see a place where the filler's kind of got a little divot in it. So this last pass is basically going to be, again, super thin, just not even over everything, just enough to get into these little low areas like that. And then I'll come back one last time with this long block and basically, you know, saying this way on these panels, I'm starting to feel and form this this body line, which I'm pretty sure it's done now. I'll know a lot more after it's primed. You'll be able to tell better, but overall it's coming out great. All of this has come back to shape. This wrinkled edge right here is looking nice. So I think, yeah, one more little skim coat on these areas that need it, and we should be good to go for primer.
All right, here we are. Here's Paul. He did get the car fully sprayed. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
I was able to finish out the construction of the back end here and get all the filler work done. All this is a skim of filler right here that feels really nice now. I was able to block all that out and get it right, and then came back and sprayed the entire car with a coat of high build primer. So now, as it sits, the car has high build primer, and you see this grayish black spray on there. That is guide coat, which is a thin mist of, I just used some cheap spray paint, black spray paint, just to get something on there. And basically, as you block sand with 400 sandpaper, you'll wet sand basically until there is no more black. When there's no more black paint, then you have a smooth surface. I started sanding right here, and you can kind of see maybe the detail. There's a little bit of scratches left in this, so by the time you were finished taking off the primer, there would be no more scratches. The primer will actually fill in like very minute body filler.
Now that it's in primer, you said you can see some slight imperfections. You want to point them out and then explain how you can fix them.
Yeah, it's nice having this primer being sort of like a semi-gloss, and you can see even the reflection in the video there. Some of these body lines are just a little bit humped. So what I'll do now is take a block and just concentrate on this one spot and bring this area down until this line's perfectly straight. So now is the time that all that can get finished, but all of the imperfections are out of this filler, and everything is like really smooth all the way up to here. So I can easily just quickly block all this down, except for this spot, and it's basically ready to put paint on.
So here's the side that doesn't have any damage, and you can kind of see what he's talking about, that hump that was right here on the other side.
Yeah, it's nice and straight right here. That's what I'm going to get the other side to look like. It won't take much, just a little blocking, to get the top surface to come down and meet this line. No big deal, but this side hasn't been blocked yet. A little bit, but not finished.
And all that work Paul's been doing to this corner here, I mean, you can see it. It's just as nice as the other side. All that body filler.
Yeah, whoo, it came out all right. I'm just as surprised as you guys. So we're here the next morning after painting. We came here this morning to get it unmasked and get it outside. So once we pull it out of the booth, we'll take a walk around out in the sun.
Well, it's looking gorgeous. Let's look at the section that you redid here. I mean, it looks just as good as the other side.
I'm really happy with the body lines. From here down is pretty much metal, with just a couple of little dings in it. But here on up was all the skim coat, and we were able to get it to have a really nice flowing body line. Everything came out just fabulous.
And the side that you did all the body work on, in the last video, you can see that light just kind of go across that body line just like it is right there. And there are no humps in it. It is a straight body line. It looks exactly like the other side.
Yeah, when it was in primer, we did actually have a hump right here, so I was able to cut that down. I talked about that, and it worked. It came out okay.